Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday, September 14th, 2022. Happy Nicolioki Day. Got a lot to cover today because after I do the Nicolioki, I'm going to read a comment, YouTube comment. It's a part of a series I'm doing called Nicole Reads Her YouTube Comments. And I have one today that I posted. If I post it and it stays up for longer than 24 hours at YouTube, then it's legit, and I should be able to read it in a video and not be suspended from YouTube. But just in case, it gets me suspended, I'm gonna, put up this video before that happens. And in this video, it's going to be, the Nicolioki is going to be a Wicked Game by Chris Isaak. I'm just trying, anyway, it's just Wicked Game, period. Because I was talking about it a lot in a lot of comments yesterday, so it's just very appropriate. Love that song. And so we're going to do that, but before I do that, and I'm going to do it without any lyrics. I don't have any lyrics over here at all. I just have my camera on right now. Because it's the version that Kelly Kellyoki'd, and it's just very few lyrics, though it's drawn out. Oh, it's just I'm not gonna be able to repeat that for sure, but I'll try. She draws it out. So when I do it, just imagine somebody who's like on key and who sings well, and who also has this amazing vibrato and does all these things with her voice. She's at one point, she's even it looks like she's even throwing her voice a little bit. It's just an amazing cover of Wicked Game. So just close your eyes and imagine that's what's going on while I'm singing. Okay. So I was gonna do music, because that was in the opening to season 4 of the Kelly Clarkson Show. And I thought, that's great. It's music, makes the people come together and all this. But, it's like, it does. That's why I'm doing the Nicoliokis. It feels like I'm part of this. I said, hey, just because you can't sing, who cares? Just get out there. Lean in, as Kelly would say. So that's why I'm doing the Nicoliokis. It makes me feel like a part of the music, and it brings people together. I mean, I don't know what if mine brings people together, but I feel like it brings me into the music scene. I'm just inserting myself in aggressively. Oh, there goes the street sweeper. Okay, so I was going to discuss a few things, then do the Nicolioki. And one of the things was, there goes the street sweeper. So, when I was in jail, we're going to start there. That's a good place to start. For a few times I was in jail. You have a daily routine, and I thought maybe I'll go back even further. Back when I was first started living in San Francisco with my baby daddy, when I was pregnant with my first child, I would wander the streets, and I remember at the same time I was reading something called Tales of the City. Armistead Maupin. I can't believe I remembered that. But, and I was so impressed. I always wanted to be a writer way back, but I was all these other things, and I will maybe end up being a writer, but that's like the first thing I always wanted to be, I think, was a writer. But, and I remember reading, and I said, okay, here's the secret to why these books are so good. Because he wrote about a specific little area in San Francisco, and I found it, this little house there. I found it and everything on Union Street. But also the time in the 70s. And what the secret to those books, that series of books, was he remembered all the little details and all the clothes and the little things that happened and around. And and I was reading it and I go, that's the secret, is he remembered all the details and he wrote them down. And people say, oh yeah, I remember that now. I remember that now. And he got the whole feel, and it was the devil was in the details of the time and the mood rings and all that stuff. Okay, the devil's in the details. And that also, people who make the TV series of it and things like that, they love that, because they love the details. And when I was in jail, I was thinking, maybe I should write down my daily routine. I mean, I should, just as a journal, because it might be interesting. And then I thought, nah, first of all, I'll remember this. I'm here every day for almost a year. I'll remember my routine. I'll remember all the little things. Duh, of course I didn't remember. I mean, I remember some things, but I never wrote down all the little details and everything. And then I also thought, who's going to be interested? I mean, what? It's just fucking jail. Who's going to be interested in that? And then I didn't write down anything. And of course, I get out of jail, and a couple of years later, here comes Orange is the New Black. And I thought, oh my God, look at that. And they did. When you watched it, you said, yeah, that was a great detail that I don't remember about being in jail. And people were interested. Of course, it's characters and everything. That's the number one thing. It doesn't matter where you set it. You can set it in the middle of the desert with nothing around. And if the characters are good and you have a good story, it's going to do well. But still, it's like the details really add a lot, and I didn't record any of the details. So in comes Twitter, and I did like Twitter, and it seems pretty petty. When I started writing little stuff and putting stuff like whatever, I just write. It's just it seems like it's trivial garbage, but it was my journal every day of the little junk I was doing, little stuff I read or saw or opinions. And when you go back, then I do have a journal, and maybe somebody will be interested, or I will be interested later in life if I want to write something about, stuff. It's good to look at the details. So now I'm at YouTube. It's hard to do that because I don't know where to put stuff. I don't know when I say now playing on Target Radio, what's going on. I don't know where to place it. Where do you just can't just write something random and post it. You have to place a comment in a video somewhere, and it doesn't seem like it fits a lot of places. So I'm just like throwing stuff up on some Kelly Clarkson video saying, excuse me, but I don't know where else to put this, So, but at least it's still a journal. So today, my journal, I was just thinking was this. I'm living in my car. People might be curious. I am going to put details now. Details are, number one, when you're doing this, like a lot, the way I do it, 2 years now, you don't want to wear it your welcome anywhere. People will know you're living in your car. Like somebody, like this Peter from a hotel down the street, when I was here just, 2 weekends in a row or something like that, he knew immediately, and he went and bought me some cat food for my cat, and he was really feeling for me. And I love Peter. Thank you, Peter. He's gay. He's gay. He didn't tell me he was gay. He's just a gay man. And thank you, Peter, and you're just a great reminder, no matter how much I rant against gay Nazis, I call them. You just have to distinguish between these two, but just gay people in general can and are, like everybody else, can be fantastic, okay? And he's fantastic. Thank you, Peter. I see him a couple of times now when he comes into Starbucks, and I love him. I love you, Peter. So, but still, people will know you live in your car. So I try to keep my car clean on the outside. It doesn't always happen because I live under a tree. You have to. One thing is you have to keep your car in the shade when you have the cat in the car. Shade is so important in the summer, but at the same time, this tree just dumps all over my car, birds and everything. And if I don't clean my car every other day, it can get dirty very quickly. But try to keep the outside clean. And the second thing is I try not to be in the same places at all the time. So I do come out. I get away from West Hills, where I have certain places where I park the car, including the Target parking lot where I work, and now they're used to me there and they let me stay there. But I come out here on my weekends, Tuesdays and Thursday, Monday afternoon, Tuesday, Wednesday, and even here I don't park in the same place out here in Burbank. And I ran out here initially because they had fewer restrictions on COVID because we're outside of LA city limits. The LA city limit is about a block in that direction, a block west of me. So out here, they didn't have as strict. And also I come out to the 24-hour fitness where I take my showers. I'm a member, and there's 24-hour fitnesses everywhere. But the one out here in Burbank had fewer restrictions. For instance, they didn't require the COVID passport. So I have a 24-hour fitness right next to Target, which is very convenient. But in principle, once they started requiring the COVID passport, even though I had it, even though I had gotten the vaccination to get on to Kelly Clarkson's show as an audience person, it was in principle. I said, F you, I'm not going to come to your gym out here. So I'd come all the way out here to Burbank, which is like, sorry, folks, just take a shower once a week. And that's just the truth. Comes out during this time. Now I'm glad I could now go back to taking a shower more than that because they lifted the COVID passport. But for a while I was doing that. And then 1 week 1 week out here in Burbank, LA County enforced the COVID passport. And 1 week I walked in there and they said, sorry, you need a COVID passport. And I walked, I don't think I walked out. I said, sorry, I'm not going to do this. And I wasn't sure. So for today, they let me in. But the next week, so it was like 2 weeks, they still had it. And during that week, I filed the lawsuit finally against LA County and everybody for the masks, the COVID, everything. It's just a great lawsuit. I never would have done that probably. So I'm glad I did it because it's going to be a really significant writing I did. I was prompted by LA County doing the passports. But that week I drove all the way out to San Bernardino Pilot, the truck stop out there, to take a shower. Okay, and I'm just saying this now because I don't think I have it written anywhere. What I did, I was so ticked off, okay, and this is all a journal. I'm doing my journal. I'm in at 10 minutes. I don't care. Just put up with it because this is for me more than anything. So I was so excited to drive out to the Pilot in San Bernardino because, those are my trucking days, and I thought, oh, this is great. I missed my trucking. Maybe this will give me a feeling of going back to trucking. And the reason I left trucking was another principal thing was I was fighting in the courts. Oh, there goes my phone. I was fighting. I don't even know where my phone is hidden. Whatever. But I was fighting this other thing about truck unconstitutional lower truck speed limits in California. That's a whole other thing. That's another great lawsuit, by the way. But I thought, oh, maybe I'll go back into trucking, because I missed the road so much. And then I drove all the way out, went into the truck stop, and said, you know what? I don't miss this as much. So that was really a lot of good things happened from that when I had to drive out to the Pilot in San Bernardino. I took my shower, but I said, nah, 1 day of it of being a trucker. And I realized, no, I really loved it for 8 years. I miss it sometimes just being on the road. But no, I'm done being a trucker. And I was glad I went out there to do that. I got it out of my system because I said, nope, I don't want this anymore. I don't want this life of living at the truck stops and taking my showers at the truck stops. And it was the romance just left. And I love it. And I will always cherish my 8 years of being a trucker. But I'm done now. I'm really, really done with that. So anyway, let's get back to the point. The point is, I'm just telling you my routine. I go out there, take a shower on like Tuesdays. Okay, come out here. And this is part of like living in this area now for the weekend, my weekend. So I don't wear out my welcome. But another thing is, I wanted to describe the street sweeper. For instance, once I'm out here, shade is very important, and you got to watch out for the street sweeping, or you get a street sweeping ticket because they sweep the streets on Tuesdays on one side of the street out here and Wednesdays on the other side. And this is when I'm out here, so I park here temporarily, and then I wait for the street sweeper to go by, and then I go pick a spot that has shade. That's how it goes out here. And I'm just describing that because I'm going to forget this, and if I ever write a story about this, it's going to be nice to have it in writing, what I was thinking, what I was doing, why I'm out here. And the other thing that I do, what else did I wanted to describe? Oh, this morning, I every day, because I am a sweets, I'm very big on sweet. Oh, sweets are just, I could gain so much weight so fast if I just have a very big sweet tooth. So, and if I don't watch out, especially chocolate, I just try to stay away from chocolate because that always makes me gain way more than it's worth in the end. But I stay away from all chocolate. And also I made a deal with myself. I said, look, let's just have this sweets called fortune cookies. I love cookies, but fortune cookies. And I could have a box. You buy them at Panda Express. This box of fortune cookies. It has 8, they say. Sometimes it has 7, sometimes it has 9, and I count them. But it's supposed to have 8 because 8 is a lucky number according to the box or whatever, the bag. And I have 8 fortune cookies a day. I buy these boxes. Okay, I come out here, I go to Panda Express, I get my dinner, and I buy 8 boxes of Panda Express. Now, why 8? Because I want 1 box a day, and on one day, on Tuesdays, after I weigh myself, because I go out to the 24-hour fitness, take a shower, weigh myself, and then after I weigh myself, on Tuesdays, I get an extra treat. I get 2 boxes of Panda Express on Tuesdays. I think I described that once, but that's why I do that. And as long as I promise myself I get this box of fortune cookies a day, and that seems like a lot, but it isn't, then I could stay away from everything else. That's my promise. You stay away from those damn cakes, because we get free, like at Target every morning they put out the old Starbucks cakes and pumpkin. Oh, there goes the street sweeper goes by twice, and then you can go park over there. There goes the street sweeper. Okay, so from 8 to 10, and he's a little bit late today, 9:41. All right, so 15 minutes. I don't care. I'm going to get all this out. All right, and then I'm going to sing Wicked Game. All right, so the fortune cookies every day, and 2 boxes, 16 fortune cookies. That's if there's 8 in the box. On Tuesdays after I weigh myself. I don't know why. This is just the routine, and it works because I'm able to stay away from the sweets, which is really hard. Because every morning I go into my work at Target, and in the Starbucks that's in the Target downstairs, they take out all the expired little, those little cake pops, and oh my God, it's such good junk. The pumpkin bread and the other bread and all the scones and whatever's in there. And they put it up in the break room for the workers, and we get the first shot at it because we're there at 4 a.m. So it's so free food. Oh my God, Kelly, you understand this. It's like, I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter how rich you get. Free food is really hard to resist, especially free cakes. So the deal I made with myself, that I get to have these fortune cookies every day after I leave Target, after dinner or whatever, it really helps my brain to just say no to that stuff, and it's really helped me, because I could really go on big binges with the sugar and stuff, especially the free stuff every day. So I figured that out. That's why I'm doing the fortune cookies. But another reason is I like the what is that? Some people have a daily poem or whatever it is. What's that called? Daily I forget the term for it. But confirmations, daily confirmations. But the fortunes are always great, and they start to repeat, but it doesn't matter. So today's fortune, I used to write interesting fortunes on Twitter too, so I'm missing that. I take a picture and write it. So today's fortune was, don't let anybody else define your success. Okay, and that's a very good one. And I said, okay, I mean, that comes up every once in a while, every couple of weeks, the fortune will repeat itself, but it's a good confirmation. It's like, yeah. That was good. It's good for Kelly today too, because I was just writing about this, and I just Kelly knows this. Like, she does that. She doesn't define her success by the number of albums or the number of records sold. She defines it by whether she likes the song. And like 9 to 5, I love that song, and doesn't matter what the commercial success of it was. You should really say it's a success immediately as soon as you finished it. You and Dolly should say that song is a definite success, okay? And I don't have to tell you that. I think she already knows that, but and that's what today's fortune of the day was. I have a fortune of the day usually. Out of the 8, one of them will come up. Also, I was trying to prove in my last lawsuit that I just described, I was trying to prove to the court that the right to smile is a fundamental human right. It's a right to communicate through your smiles, and it is a First Amendment right to communicate. And, try to convince the court of this, and they're so dumb and they're so corrupt, and they know this. And one of the things I did was I took a picture, I posted it on Twitter, actually, of all the fortunes I had that mentioned smiles and how smiling was communicated. And there was like 18 of them or something. And it's an amazing picture, but it's like, you're going to tell me that a smile isn't important? It isn't a fundamental human right to be able to smile to other humans? Because it was an argument against the mask mandates. All right, we're at 19 minutes. Don't care. All right, so I wanted to describe all these things because I'm going to now do the Nicolioki without any... Oh my God, I'm worried now because I don't have... And I'm not going to do all this over again. Well, okay, it doesn't matter. Maybe... Okay, let's just do it. I don't care. All right. So the Nicolioki is Chris Isaak, and then afterwards I'm going to post something that may get my account suspended. Let me describe that. On August 10th, on August 8th, Olivia Newton-John died on August 8th, Monday, and on that Wednesday, I did a tribute to her by doing the Nicolayoke called Hopelessly Devoted to You. And I posted this on the Kellyoke, or I posted it on Twitter, I think. Yeah, and then it cited Kelly Clarkson's Kellyoke of Hopelessly Devoted to You, which was the first Kellyoke I ever saw from the show. And she posted it on Valentine's Day in 2020. And I had this whole big description of it. And at the same time, I was also describing a lot of stuff about COVID. And I was describing all these things. And it was no swearing. It was very... I mean, I couldn't believe it that YouTube suspended... They had given me a warning for medical misinformation before this. But just from this video... They took down the video, which I posted up at, and it was a dedication to Kelly, to Olivia Newton-John, and to Kelly, and everybody like that. And they took it down, and they said, medical misinformation, you can't post anything for a week. I was so mad. This was on August 10th. I posted it, and I think August 11th or 12th they did this. I was so mad. I started attacking them on Twitter, and then Twitter suspended me permanently. And I'm just telling you, this is the start of all this. And so what I did was now I wrote verbatim everything I said in the video, including the ums and ahs and the stutters, everything verbatim. And I put it in a YouTube comment at Kelly's Hopelessly Devoted Kellyoke post on YouTube. And I put a comment there. It's like, it was less than 10,000 characters, so I could put it into one comment. And now I'm going to read it. And they never took it down. It's been up for over 24 hours. They never took down the comment at YouTube. So if the comment is accepted, the YouTube, Nicole reads her YouTube comments, should be accepted, and they shouldn't suspend me. But if they do, at least this video will be posted. And if they permanently suspend me and take down everything, I'm going over to Instagram. Okay, that's it. 22 minutes. I don't care. This isn't about you. It's about me and my journal. All right. So... this is what's gonna happen. 22 minutes. Holy shit. All right. Wicked Game. Oh no. Gotta get the melody. The world was on fire and no one could save me but you. Strange what desire can make foolish people do. I never dreamed that I'd meet someone like you. And I never dreamed I'd lose someone like you. No, I don't want to fall in love. No, I don't want to fall in love with you. Ooh. No, I don't want to fall in love. No, I don't want to fall in love with you. That's the one where Kelly throws her voice. It's very impressive. Go look at it. It's just the most amazing thing. No, I don't want to fall in love with you. That's where she ends it. So the lyrics, that's where I end it. When I'm doing my Nicolaiokes, I usually mirror her lyrics. So the part where it says, what a wicked game, she didn't put any of that part in it. What a wicked game you play and all that. So that's fine. I like that version, even though I can't. So remember, she had a lot of fantastic vibrato. Just put all that in there and pretend like that was what I did. Okay. Living my best life. Everything's going to be okay. I'm going to move the car because I'm in a, by the way, this spot that I temporarily moved to while the street sweeper goes by is supposed to be 10 minutes only because there's a business here and it's actually a guy who sells cigarettes and he illegally, I like him though, but he illegally posts You can't put up Marlboro signs out. It's just illegal. You're not supposed to put up signs where kids could read them. I've been doing this for years, but whatever. So I'm going to get out of this spot because it's a spot that's 10 minutes only right in front of his shop, and he just opened up. Just a journal of what's going on. I'm going to remember that later, but I'm going to forget that detail about this guy, and his dad sits out on a chair over there all day long. He's super old, but his dad is super duper old, and I don't know, just the guy making his living. And for the longest time, he never came to the store, or now he used to be open 7 days a week. Now he's like 3 or 4 days a week. So I think the tobacco stuff is kind of dying. And he also changed from Marlboros to now selling vapes and things. So that's, I prefer that over cigarettes. So, all right. 25 minutes. Everything's going to be okay, everybody. Living my best life, and I really mean it. It's just getting better and better. Bye. I'll talk to you in a minute, and then I'll talk to you in a minute. Okay, bye.